buttercup, you're a Barbie doll. Show them all what I'm made of. Strut down the hall, won't stop till I get enough.
All right, movie fans, get ready because we are going deep on all the flicks hitting theaters in November 2024.
That's fun.
We're using AMC's website as our guide here, so consider this your, insider's look at what to watch.
Awesome.
We're talking musicals, historical dramas, even a few holiday favorites making a return, so there's definitely something for everyone.
It really does seem like a pretty diverse lineup. You've got everything from huge blockbusters to smaller indie films. You've got stuff for the whole family, and then some movies that are definitely not for kids.
Definitely a little something for everyone.
Exactly.
So let's jump right in with a huge one.
Right.
Wicked is finally hitting the big screen on November 22nd.
That's going to be big.
And AMC is going all out. You can even rent out a whole theater for a private screening. Can you imagine 40 of your closest friends belting out Defying Gravity all together?
Wow.
Would that make the experience better or maybe take away from each person's connection with the story? That's a good question. It makes you think about all the different ways people experience movies and entertainment. Some folks love that, group energy, that shared experience.
Yeah.
Others prefer a more intimate personal connection.
Right.
It's fascinating.
So speaking of epic movies, Gladiator 2 is coming out the same day, November 22nd.
Oh, nice.
And they've got a special IMAX fan event happening on the 21st.
Cool.
Now, thinking about those two movies, Wicked is rated PG, so you can take the whole family.
Makes sense.
But Gladiator 2 is rated R, so that might limit who can see it. Do you think movie ratings really influence what people decide to watch these days?
It's tough to say for sure. The rating system is always controversial. Some people say it's crucial to protect kids, while others see it as censorship almost.
Yeah.
It'd be interesting to see if AMC tracks, if ratings actually affect ticket sales, especially in a month like November with so many different types of movies coming out.
Yeah, that's a really good point.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on from the big action flicks for a minute.
And check out some lesser-known films that could be real hidden gems.
I'm always up for discovering something new.
One that caught my eye is Bonhoeffer, Pastor, Spy, Assassin.
What's that one about?
It premieres November 22nd, and it's rated PG-13. It's a historical thriller about this German theologian who opposed the Nazis during World War II. Sounds pretty intense, right?
Oh, wow. Yeah, that does sound intriguing.
This guy was a pastor, but also a spy. Talk about a double life.
Seriously, the moral dilemmas he must have faced. Wow. It's a story that could really resonate with people on so many levels, don't you think?
Definitely. I think a lot of folks are really into historical dramas, especially when they explore these complex characters and difficult situations.
Absolutely.
And then there's another movie that just sounds mysterious. Say a Little Prayer.
Ooh, mysterious.
It also opens on the 22nd, and it's PG-13, but there's not much info out there yet. Sometimes those under-the-radar films end up being the best ones. What do you think a title like that suggests?
It definitely grabs your attention. It could be a coming-of-age story, a family drama, maybe even a romantic comedy with a spiritual twist.
Right.
It's so open-ended that it leaves room for all sorts of possibilities, and I think that's what makes it so interesting.
It's like that movie could be anything.
Exactly. Yeah, it's like a movie mystery waiting to be revealed. And actually, you know what? November isn't just about new releases.
Ah, that's right.
There are some great movies from October still playing in theaters.
True. We can't forget about those Red One with Dwayne The Rock Johnson came out November 15th. It's rated PG-13.
Classic rock.
And if you're looking for something the whole family can enjoy, Conclave is still out there. It opened October 25th, and it's rated PG, so it's like getting a bonus round of movies.
It really shows how the movie world doesn't just stick to, a strict monthly schedule.
Yeah.
Movies kind of have their own life cycle. Sometimes they stay in theaters for a while after they first come out.
So true, especially now with all the streaming services changing things up. A movie doesn't just disappear after it leaves theaters.
Right. Let's go back to Bonhoeffer for a sec. What parts of his story do you think will really connect with people watching the movie? I think the idea of finding your voice and standing up for what you believe in, even when things are super tough, is a theme that never gets old. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Bonhoeffer's story really embodies that struggle. I bet a lot of people can relate to that, even if they've never experienced anything as horrible as what happened during Nazi Germany.
Absolutely. And on a totally different note, for those who like their movies with the sight of screams, there's Terrifier 3 coming out.
Oh, yeah.
This is the third movie in the Terrifier horror series, and if the first two are any indication we're in for some seriously gruesome stuff.
Sounds scary.
It's rated NR, which isn't surprising. This franchise is known for pushing the boundaries.
Yeah, those Terrifier films are definitely like extreme horror, and that whole subgenre has gotten super popular lately. Why do you think people love watching these movies that are full of gore and violence?
It's a question I've thought about a lot, too. Is it a way to, like, face our fears, but in a safe way?
Maybe.
Or could it be a form of escapism that lets us explore, the darkest parts of human nature?
Could be.
Or maybe people just like the rush of being totally terrified. Who knows?
It might be a bit of all of those things.
Yeah.
Horror movies have always tapped into our most basic instincts, our fascination with the unknown and the things we're not supposed to see.
Right.
And it sounds like Terrifier 3 is going to give audiences another dose of pure terror, if that's what they're looking for.
Yeah, definitely not for the easily scared, but even within the horror genre, there's so much variety. Speaking of which, let's switch gears to something a bit more heartwarming. The best Christmas pageant ever.
Oh, a classic.
This PG-rated movie is coming back to theaters just in time for the holidays. Don't you think these nostalgic favorites have a special appeal during that time of year?
Absolutely. There's something so comforting about watching familiar stories, especially during holidays when everyone's getting together.
Yeah.
The best Christmas pageant ever really captures that warm, fuzzy feeling of nostalgia, reminding us of simpler times and the joy of sharing experiences with loved ones.
And speaking of familiar faces, Red One with Dwayne Johnson is supposed to be this action-packed adventure. But with a holiday theme, too, do you think it has the potential to become a holiday classic, or is that something that's impossible to predict?
It's hard to say. Holiday classics usually become classics because they unexpectedly touch people's hearts.
Right.
Red One definitely has what it takes to be a hit, a big star, tons of action, and that holiday setting. But only time will tell if it becomes a timeless movie that everyone watches year after year.
Yeah, it seems like there's a formula for those holiday movies, but the best ones are often the ones that break the mold, like, say, A Little Prayer.
Right.
It's got that mysterious title, PG-13 rating, no big stars. Do you think a movie like that can really stand out in November when there are so many blockbusters and sequels and stuff?
It's definitely a challenge, especially in a month as packed as November. But sometimes those smaller, quieter films find their audience,
Yeah.
Through word-of-mouth good reviews, they offer something different, something unique.
Yeah.
And that can be really appealing to people who are tired of the same old, same old.
Yeah. It's like finding a hidden gem.
Exactly.
So as we wrap up our deep dive into all these November 2024 movies, I have to ask, if you could only pick one film from this list to see, which one would you choose and why?
Oh, man. That's a tough one. There's so many interesting choices.
Right.
I'm really drawn to Bonhoeffer, Pastor, Spy, Assassin. The history, the moral questions it raises, it's fascinating.
Yeah.
But I'm also curious about Say a Little Prayer, just because it's so mysterious.
Right.
And, of course, you can't go wrong with a classic like The Best Christmas Pageant Ever. What about you?
It's so hard to choose. They all sound good, but I think I'd have to go with Wicked. I've loved the musical for years, and I'm really curious to see how they bring it to the big screen. Plus, I'm a sucker for a good musical number, and those songs are so iconic.
They are. How about you? Are you a fan of musicals?
I enjoy them for sure, especially when the music adds to the story and the emotions,
Yeah, me too. I'm interested to see if the Wicked movie can capture the same magic as the stage show. I mean, it's been running for so long. There's obviously something special about it.
Okay, folks, so there you have it, a sneak peek at what's hitting theaters in November 2024. Whether you're into action-packed adventures, heartwarming stories, or edge-of-your-seat thrillers, there's something for everyone.
It just goes to show you the power of movies. They take us to other worlds, introduce us to amazing characters, make us think and feel and dream.
And with that, we'll leave you to make your own must-see list. But before you go, one last thought to consider. If you could create a double feature using two movies from this list, what would be the most surprising or interesting combination? A historical drama and a hilarious comedy, a heartwarming classic paired with a terrifying thriller. The possibilities are endless. It's up to you. Until next time. Happy watching.
Sound the alarm. I'm coming up. We'll have a ball. I'm sweet like a buttercup. You're